Hey guys, so today we've got an unboxing of this USB LED mouse mat. Now this is basically like an AliExpress Chinese version of the Razer mouse mat that you get. I ordered this off Amazon last night and it's even copying like Razer Chroma, but it's like spelled differently, and on the product page it didn't even say anything about Raziel. It didn't say any of that, otherwise I probably would have been put off from ordering. Like even the USB, it's kind of off-putting, but I'm gonna see what it's like. I'm gonna unbox it, gonna review it, and I'll let you know if it's any good, because it only cost me £10. I'll leave a link for it in the description, and yeah, let's get straight into it. I'll unbox it. My first thoughts are, as long as it doesn't like fold up and roll up on its own, it will be fairly good, and as long as the LEDs are relatively bright, it should be fine. But I believe that it's literally just a physical button. There's no like software or plug and play, anything like that. It's just you plug it in and then you're able to press a button to turn the lights on, and then I think you hold it down to change the cycle. I'm not really sure, but we're going to take a look and we're going to see if this is any good. Okay, so I'm literally just going to start off by trying to take it out the box. I can sort of feel the material through the packaging here. It only cost me £10, guys, so I don't know if it's going to be any good or not. Okay, this doesn't really seem to be easy to open, but I'm just going to pull that. And here we go. Here we go, I think. Okay, so that's just literally it. Is there no cable? Oh wait, the cable's inside. Oh, this is quite dusty. It's quite dusty. Okay, so it literally just says on the bottom, I don't know if you can see that, it says made in China, and press and hold for 3 seconds to turn off the light. It doesn't have any other instructions. To be fair, the bottom's quite dirty, but the top seems quite clean. Okay, is that a sticker? Okay, that's a sticker, I believe. I think you can hopefully remove that. Or is that not a sticker? There's like an annoying sticker on the top which wasn't shown in the Amazon listing. It was just like blank. So I don't know if you can take that off or not. I think that is just a button. But you know what? We're gonna roll with it. So already you can kind of see what's going on. There's a little bit of this action. Okay. The product image doesn't look anything like this. It's the same shape. There's not like a logo or an icon on this black thing. It's kind of just blank. There's no icon. You can see that as I've been trying to take off this sticker, it's already got a little bit scratched. So in terms of build quality, it's not very great. On the Amazon listing, you kind of on here, there's kind of this netting that is attaching the LED strip to the mat, and it's kind of sewn on with this net. And on the listing, that isn't actually there. It's just a picture of the strip and the mat. There's none of the stitching around the edges. I'll try and do some of that. That stitching isn't there on the listing, and I'll put a link to it in the description. But for that reason, I'm like, already aesthetics, I'm not digging it. But we'll see. I mean, it's a mouse mat, so it's gonna kind of work, right? So I guess, yeah. I mean, as long as it flattens over time and it doesn't keep doing this, then I guess I'll be kind of happy with it. But it's the fact that it was rolled up inside of a box that doesn't really help. I wish it was just kind of flat in a box and it had been like ironed or something, and we'll have to figure it out. And you've got this kind of, okay, so they've even copied Razer with the kind of elastic band that you use to attach the cables. Okay, they've got a nice braided cable here. It's so it's a micro USB, I think, micro SD or whatever it's called. It's kind of like a USB-C, but it looks slightly more angular. So it's a micro SD, I think, or a micro USB. I get confused. And it's got a nice braided nylon cable, so that's okay. That's okay. The quality of the cable seems alright. Yeah, I guess the only way to see is to plug this in and to see what it looks like when you light it up. And I'll get some different shots of this as well. So that goes, that wasn't easy to plug in and plug out, but okay, let's plug that in there. That's as far as that goes, okay. And then, I mean, even that, with the cable plugged in, I've got my wire tangled, but even this with the cable plugged in, it's like sticking up. So let me just undo that. Like, even this is not flush. You see what I mean? Like, And then it's just this bit. What's it doing, guys? What's it doing? That needs to... Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to plug it in and see what it looks like. Okay, so I've now got it plugged in, and here's my Razer keyboard that I reviewed in a previous video. Go check that out. I have to say, it's not terrible. I mean, you can see it does light up. It's got like a nice... The netting, stitching, you don't notice it as much when this is lighting up. I don't think there's much customization in terms of the lighting on this thing. There's no software, there's nothing that's popped up on my PC. It's just literally, it's doing what it's doing, and that's fine. It does work well as a mouse mat, I have to say. It feels nice, but it's just the fact that it's not flat. Do you know what I mean? If you get a Razer version of this, if you get the Razer version, you know it's going to be flat, you know it's going to be nice, but this is just, like, will this go away over time? Like, if I put down my mouse on it, or will that go away? Like, I'm not digging it. But apparently you press and hold it for 3 seconds to turn the lights off. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and they go off. I assume you just click it once to get it to come back on. Okay, and what do? Do you like press it again? Is that all it does? Is that the only cycle? Do I press it again to make it do something else? Okay, so you press it to make it become a solid colour, I see. So so there's some customization. So you can press it to cycle it through a custom colour, which is kind of nice. I think at the minute I'm kind of digging the red. I like the pink. The blue isn't bad, and then I'm assuming you just press and hold to turn it off, and then you click it once, and then it should start cycling, right? Or maybe not, I don't know. I'm not really sure. What happens if we just press and hold it? There's not really instructions with this thing. What if I double click it? Apparently not. I don't know. Okay, so I'm not really sure what I did to get back to this point, but I kind of clicked the button a few times and it took me back to this sort of cycling mode. The instruction, well, there aren't any instructions in the box, so it's not really very helpful. It just says there's a one-click button, so I clicked it and it changes the colour, and then eventually if you keep clicking it, it will turn it back onto this cycling mode, and if you hold down the button, it will turn it off. Click it again, it will turn it on. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I would, it's good for £10 if you're looking for a mouse mat and you also want to have some kind of an LED functionality, because this was £10 and it is a mouse mat. The cloth does feel really nice. I'm sure that in terms of like your arm being on the desk using the computer mouse, I'm sure that that's going to help somehow, because there is some comfort there. And it does have LEDs, which is quite cool. However, what I would say is that the LEDs aren't brilliant because of the fact that there seems to be LED hotspots. So there's an LED here. So it seems there's an LED potentially here, potentially just one under this part. There's an LED in this corner, there's one in this corner, and there's one in this corner, because they seem to be brighter than the rest of the mouse mat. As you can see, this is really bright compared to this. So I think the LED goes between like here and here, and then it kind of just illuminates this kind of material, right? So there's actually only 4 LEDs, but I'm willing to bet that with the Razer version there are loads of little LEDs and you can customize it, and that's how you get that cool effect where it goes round in kind of a kind of like with my keyboard, you know, the colors go over and over in like a wave effect. I'm willing to bet with the Razer mouse mat there are loads of little LEDs which could probably justify the additional price point, but with this it was £10, it has some LEDs, it looks okay, it kind of, you know, it's better than it just being a black cloth, right? It's cool, it looks cool. It's a mouse mat, does what it's supposed to do, and it works. So yeah, I guess I would recommend this product. It only cost £10 on Amazon, and look, I needed a mouse mat and it cost £10 and it's got LEDs, so you know, you can't really go wrong. But if you want to spend an extra 50 quid, you could get a large Razer gaming surface. It's more expensive, but it's more customizable, and the fact it covers your keyboard as well, so there's some additional support for your keyboard. But for £10, I don't really think you can go wrong. So I mean, I'm quite happy with this purchase, to be fair. Yeah, it cost £10, so you can't really go wrong. But I do wish that this would be a little bit flatter, you know, instead of sticking up. But again, it doesn't affect the functionality. And yeah, I do wish the LEDs were in more places than just the 4 corners, but again, it costs £10. It's obviously like literally just a Chinese version of a Razer mouse mat. I mean, it's literally called Razer, which sounds like Razer, and it even says Razer Chroma, which, I mean, I don't even know what that means, because that is like, the Razer Chroma is the trademarked like software that Razer uses, and it's not powered by anything, it's just powered by LEDs with a micro cable, do you know what I mean? So Razer Chroma means absolutely nothing. But yeah, I don't know. If I had seen this branding on the product page, I probably wouldn't have ordered it, because it does just look like a cheap Chinese version of Razer. But the product itself is kind of okay. Like, if the product had been completely flat, then yeah, I would love it a bit more. If it had multiple LEDs rather than just 4, where the LEDs kind of die out in the middle of these quadrants, I would, you know, I'd probably like the product a bit more. And if the fact this sticker wasn't there, I would probably like it more, because in the photo there's no sticker here. It's just like literally a button. There's no sticker, and I've tried to peel this off, and in doing so I've scratched the material of this. I don't know, but it costs £10. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe with the notifications turned on, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.